Good evening. My name is Sean Sims. I'm a special education teacher in the city of Los Angeles. I teach mild, moderate middle school students in a special day program with math and science as my emphasis. Today I'd like to talk to you about dispositions of educators. The question I'd like to answer first is, what dispositions do I believe I possess that make me a successful teacher? It's a difficult question to answer. I'm going to go ahead and try to do that anyway. First disposition I believe I have that I hold myself high is professional conduct. I come to school on time, very punctual with meetings. I try to be as organized as I can, especially because I'm in special education. With that being said, I also exhibit a lot of initiative and dedication to my profession. I'm involved in multiple organizations on campus. I am the department chair for my department. I'm also a member of the Skype-based decision-making committee, as well as the positive behavior intervention support. I'm constantly trying to insert myself into roles of leadership, because one day I would like to get into administration. Another disposition that I believe I have is the respect for diversity. I work in a population of very diverse students from very diverse backgrounds. I have to take in consideration on a daily basis the student who comes from a single family home, the student who has been adopted by an aunt and uncle because both parents have died. So I'm constantly using my students' diversity, intermingling that with my content on a daily basis, which lends to how I teach. I have very high expectations of my students, despite the fact that they are in a mild to moderate program. I want my students to achieve exactly what their non-disabled peers are achieving. I do that by allowing them opportunities to grow in the classroom, to start with their strengths and build upon their weaknesses with each other and in themselves. I monitor and assess in real time what they're able to do and what they're not able to do, so that can inform my instruction. Likewise, when I'm not having a good day, I'm in constant reflection. I talk to my peers, I'm asking colleagues for what they're doing, I'm going out and trying to see what other colleagues are doing in their classrooms, techniques and strategies they're using with similar students. I also have the privilege of working with my wife. She's my partner teacher, so we're always reflecting on what our day was like and how we're doing, constantly trying to grow in that area. With my students being in the field of special education, I want to infuse curiosity in them. I want them to seek out information. I want them to know what it's like to learn something new and ask themselves higher end questions as they do so. However, there are some things that I know I need to work on. There are some dispositions that I know I'm not very good at, primarily fairness and compassion. I can definitely work on becoming a more fair teacher with my students. I have a bad habit of not disseminating all the discipline equally across students, and I know I need to do that, as well as compassion and really understanding what these students go through on a day-to-day basis. I was a gifted student, and so it was hard. It's hard for me to empathize with what our students are going through. Those are two areas I really like to work on. Next question I'd like to address is, what does a professional educator look like and how do they behave? I believe that as an educator, it is our job to become the best that we can be in our profession, whether that's the content level that we've reached, impacting knowledge into our students, facilitating student involvement, and more importantly, an educator is somebody who loves students, loves children, and sees them first as people who are going to become the future of our country. They are also bettering themselves by researching, by looking at what's the new strategies in education. They're going to professional development workshops. They're talking to colleagues. They are coming in early. They're staying late. They're going that extra mile to make sure that their classroom is that environment where students feel warm, feel welcome. They want to be there. They want to learn. They're expanding their minds. They are curious in what they're doing, and they are seeking to become 21st century learners. I think educators have a hard job. I think that those who get into the field, most of which do it for the love of learning and for the love of teaching. That's why I'm in it. I hope I'm here for another 20 more years. Thank you for your time.